They releasing war plans on the Signal app, ladies and gentlemen. And are we getting too old, or is the next generation just a little bit more rowdier than us? We're going to get into it. Let's get it. Welcome. First of all, welcome. This is Unsolicited Perspectives. I'm your host, Bruce Anthony, here to lead the conversation in important events and topics that are shaping today's society. Join the conversation and follow us wherever you get your audio podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for our video podcast and YouTube exclusive content. Rate, review, like, comment, share. Share with your friends, share with your family, hell, even share with your enemies. On today's episode, it's the Sibling Happy Hour. I'm here with my sis, Aundrea. We're going to be dilly-dadding a little bit, and then we're going to be talking about this whole controversy about Signal, and then we're going to be getting into the youth. But that's enough of the intro. Let's get to the show. What up, sis?
What up, brother?
I can't call it. I'm not 100% this morning, but we're going to get through it.
We're going to listen. I don't think that there's ever been a show where both of us are at 100%.
Hey, these Sunday recordings be getting to me. Because it's like, one, I'm getting older, so I can't kick it like I used to, but yet I still feel young and want to kick it like I used to.
Right.
So yesterday, me, our cousin, and our brother was over at our dad's house watching the games. And then my two boys that I've known since high school came over as well. And what started out to be just, we just gonna chill, have a couple of drinks, turned into me not getting into bed until 2:30 in the morning.
That's how it be.
And it's so crazy. You don't see your friends that you've been friends with for decades. You don't see them for a little while. You still communicate with them almost on a daily basis through group chat. You don't see them for a little while. And then when you get together, it's just like old times.
Yes.
It's just like old times. Like nothing changes.
It's the best. Like you pick up right where you left off. It's literally the best. I love when I have a chance to visit. A good friend of mine was here probably about 2 weeks ago visiting. And it's just always so nice because it's like you just pick up right where you left off. That's real friendship. That's what that is.
It is real friendship. I mean, these are my brothers, despite the fact that sometimes they get on my nerves, but I guess that's what siblings do.
That's how siblings are.
That's how siblings are. I also, you know me, being the oldest, I'm always don't make a noise. Don't do this. Don't do that. So growing up as kids, I tell the story of you and our brother always making noise in the house. And dad being like, I'm glad y'all got so much energy and putting us to work.
Yes.
And it was like, y'all never learned. I was like, why can't y'all play quiet? Be quiet so dad doesn't make us do work. And y'all would never be quiet. As soon as I heard cackling and giggling, I was like, it's only a matter of time. T-minus 10, 9. I'm glad y'all got so much energy. There's some work to do around the house. I'm just sitting there playing the game. Be quiet. Being quiet.
Yeah.
So dad went to bed last night and I was like, all right, this is time to leave. But everybody in the hair, mom going in and out of the house. Mom doesn't realize that we're recording, huh?
Huh?
Mom doesn't realize that we're recording?
No, what do you mean?
Because I keep hearing the chimes of the door or front door being open.
Oh, it might be. I don't hear any chimes.
I do. I can hear everything on these headphones.
Oh, okay.
These Super Bowls here, I can hear everything.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, well.
So dad goes to bed last night, and then that's when they want to start turning on all the games. Dad's basement is like Dave and Buster's got skeet ball and pop shot.
Yes.
And I'm like, it's getting really loud. And our brother was like, dad cannot hear us all the way upstairs. But I'm like, just be quiet. Just be quiet.
You don't know that. Just be quiet. First of all, everybody get out.
Yes.
Like the host has gone to bed. Everybody get out. That's step one. But step two, if you go stay, be quiet.
Be quiet. And then it's like they can't hear it. And all three, everybody, our cousin, our brother, and my two boys, like they can't hear. It's like 17,000 feet before you get all the way upstairs. And I'm just like, y'all just being real loud. Just being real loud. And then my boys started joking on me last night. And they was like, you are the funniest cat because you had the most leeway out of all of us growing up. Like we could drink downstairs, your dad would come downstairs and hang out. We would go out, and then you would be like, be quiet when y'all drop me off. And I was like, yeah. And then dad was like, yeah, he had a good leash, he got a good leeway,
Yeah.
but there also came consequences.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. And y'all didn't know what the consequences was. Y'all thought I just had cool dad, but he's cool sometimes. And then sometimes it'd be like, let's slam down the disciplinary actions here.
Right. Exactly. Oh, no. That's not our mother. I just checked my camera. I got a bunch of things delivered to the house. Well, as
Okay.
you know, our brother is building a powder room in my basement.
Yeah, he talked to me a little bit about that yesterday.
So there is a toilet in
Oh.
front of my door right now. So I got to bring all that inside. So that's great.
Okay, well, when is our brother even making the trip down there?
Don't know.
That's so funny. Speaking of toilets,
Okay.
man, it's getting hot underneath these lights.
We
Speaking
had
of
a sweatshirt in the middle of summer.
we're gonna get into that later, but yeah, I'm probably gonna, ladies and gentlemen, if y'all watching this video, I guarantee you by the second, third segment, this sweatshirt is gonna be off because it's hot.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of toilets, though, the last time my brother was here, he was like, your toilet seat is loose, and it's because the screws underneath had been loosened.
Yeah.
And he was like, man, it's like slip and slide trying to sit on your toilet. You got a wrench or some pliers? I was like, I ain't got no tools. I've got no tools in this house. And I had to replace my bidet anyway because
Yeah.
it had broken. So I just
Yeah.
had to replace it anyway. And so he said, you want me to just come over and do it for you? And I said, no, I can do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I ordered the bidet and it came in, and I ordered some tools so I could take the toilet seat off of the toilet.
Yeah.
And put the bidet on and put this toilet seat back on.
Right.
The video makes it seem like a very simple process.
It really is. I installed 2 on my own. So
Okay, it is a simple process.
Mm-hmm.
However, the screws for my toilet seat are just rusted. And also, I'm big. And to get behind the toilet to take those screws off, very challenging.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I did it.
Yeah.
A process that should have been 15 minutes took me an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And I went down to the office of my building and I was like, hey, is the maintenance in? They're like, no, just for emergencies. But I was like, this might be an emergency. I need some WD-40 to loosen up these screws. And they was like, no. I was like, I'll just take care of it myself. And they're like, are you okay? Because I came down there and I was huffing and puffing and sweating. And I was like, just trying to install my new bidet.
Here's the thing that I've learned. Okay. When somebody offers you the help, take it the first time.
I did it myself, and I was proud of my accomplishment. I got it all, put it on. I put it on, and it's great.
Okay.
Like it's all on there, and I did it all by myself.
That's wonderful.
Right.
But our brother could have just come over with his tools and quickly installed it for you.
I'm tired of always going to our brother. I'm a grown man, okay?
But you are not mechanically inclined.
Not at all.
Okay. You don't put stuff together well. I mean, I don't want to, but it's just the truth. Okay?
It's the truth. I don't put stuff together well. Look, when I move out of this place, my little fireplace, which is broke, by the way, like it don't emit any heat anymore. It's just lights. When I try and take that bad boy out, it's gonna fall apart because the back panels weren't put on right. So it's being put together by some gum and thread.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm not great at this stuff, but I wanted to do it by myself.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that you succeeded.
I did. I succeeded. Now my toilet seat is not a slip and slide anymore. It got really bad. It got to the point where the toilet seat.
Simple, like it's usually like little plastic nuts on the back of the
But it's not plastic.
Yours are metal.
Yeah.
That's a terrible idea because water leaks, they rust.
Yeah,
and then you need WD-40 to get them off. No, the little plastic caps because it should be plastic.
No, it's not plastic. It was metal and rusted, and I didn't have no WD-40. All I had was grit and determination and all this gym strength that I've been doing.
You could have just used oil, like cooking oil.
Didn't think about that.
Yeah. That's all right.
I did it.
You did it. You did it.
I did all by myself.
Yeah. And the next segment break, I gotta go lift the toilet and bring it inside. So, because I don't want that just sitting in my front yard, right?
Yeah, that is pretty trifling. Just have a toilet at your.
Yeah.
But our brother isn't even gonna be there for a while.
He is like, it's a weekend job. It'll be easy. He's already reached out to a contractor. And he's like, this is happening. So I'm like, all right.
Oh, so he's hiring a contractor.
Yeah.
He's not doing it himself.
No. He doesn't know how to do this stuff himself. Like the plumbing and the electrical and all that. He doesn't know how to do that stuff.
I wouldn't put it past him to be able to figure it out real fast.
But I think some of the stuff, like he wants to put wallpaper up in there and different things. Like some of the stuff we can do on our own. But like the main roughing and all of that stuff and the plumbing and all that stuff, no, we got to get somebody to do that.
So this is not going to be a half-done project.
No.
Like the majority of the projects. Our brother is to be our younger brother.
Yeah.
He is
clutch.
Yeah,
he's clutch.
I was going to say he's the leader of the siblings, but there is no technical leader of the siblings.
Yes, there is, and it's me. I'm just kidding, y'all.
Yeah.
No, we rotate. Honestly, we rotate depending on the situation. Like who leads, we rotate. Yeah.
We all have different strengths.
Right.
And for us, each one's strength is where the other one lacks.
Right.
I'm the meticulous one that stays calm under pressure.
No, you do not stay calm under pressure. The only one that stays calm under pressure is our brother.
No, that's not true.
100% of the time. 100%.
How do I not stay calm under pressure? When has there been a time where I haven't stayed calm under pressure?
Do you remember when our dog was sick? Our family dog?
Time out.
And you called 911.
All right. Before we end this segment, we have to tell this story. It's not funny. It's a sad, tragic story. But there's a piece of it that is humorous. So go ahead and tell the story.
It's our family dog. You know, she was up in age and she started having seizures. And we witnessed her having a seizure one day, and you didn't know what to do. You called 911.
I called 911. I don't know what to do.
Call the vet. We're supposed to go to take her to the vet. What's 911 going to do? 911
could have gave me the number to the vet.
We know the number to the vet that's down the street. We know where the vet is.
Hold on. See, this is the part where you leaving out.
Okay.
You ran to me and said,
because I'm not good in a crisis. At all. Like that. You notice I did not say the only one that stays calm under pressure is me. That's not what I said.
Was there. He didn't stay calm.
Yes, he did. He was froze. No, he didn't.
He didn't do nothing.
Well, there was nothing we could do. Honestly. And
I was the one that contacted the vet, got in the car, drove the dog to the vet, and then paid the vet.
Yeah.
I was the most calm one. I was maybe not calm. I'm the most take charge. How about that?
Okay. Yes.
When times in the crisis, I'm like, my initial reaction.
Nope.
Oh yeah, because nothing was worse than when you found that dog and you didn't know what to do. I'm like,
I was literally just standing there with a dog and I didn't know what to do.
Jay found a dog that was just wandering, took the dog in, and is like, I don't know what to do. I was like, you have a dog. Yeah, what do I do with it? I was like, don't you have a dog crate? Yeah, it's downstairs. Okay, put the dog in the dog crate. Okay, put something on the bottom of the dog crate so the dog doesn't on the floor.
When I had COVID and the night I had to be taken by ambulance to the hospital because I couldn't breathe.
That's
my first call was not to 911 to come get me because I can't breathe. My first call was to our mom, who was states away. It could not help me at all. She's like, call 911. And I'm like, oh. I don't think things through. I'm not good in a crisis at all. I am not. That's not me. I'm not clutch. I'm just not.
No.
Just not. I can't. No.
And
my mind goes completely blank and I never know what to do.
And our brother, his gift is just to be there.
Yeah.
Just to be there.
Yeah.
And Yeah, there's just he's a solid rock. He ain't
Yeah.
always gonna know exactly what to do, but
Right.
he gonna
He's gonna
be
do
there.
something.
Yeah, he gonna do something.
Yeah. He's
It's
gonna
gonna
do
be something
something's gonna get done.
gonna get done. We all got our strength, and you're always the one that you're the organizer.
Yes.
Like if I have, well, let's do this. Okay, let me figure out the particulars because Bruce only
Right.
know big ideas. He don't
Yeah.
know how to break stuff down, and
Yeah.
I don't. I don't.
You have the overarching idea.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. The particulars of how to actually get this idea to come to fruition.
I don't know that. Look,
That's not your strong suit. Yeah.
I can create the overall plan for the
Yeah.
Marvel Cinematic Universe
Yeah.
from the what's supposed to happen, the Big Bang, to the very, very end. I
Yes.
know what that is.
But each
Now, how we get
individual
there?
movie script,
Nah,
that's
nah.
not gonna be your forte.
No,
No.
now I know how to tie. Once somebody does the scripts, I
Right.
can tie them all in together.
Right.
But somebody need to do the script. Somebody need to do it, the whole part. And I'm like, yeah, this ties in. I can connect the dots.
Yeah.
But create the dots? Nah, I can't
No.
create no dots.
No.
I
And that's
create the
okay,
begin
because
and the end dot.
that's when I come in and I say, okay, well, step 1 is this. Step 2, step 3, let's work it all the way down the line so we get it done. And that's how we go do it. And you be
That's
like,
how-
yeah, that worked.
I don't think I have that voice.
Yeah,
But
that sounds good. That's a great impression of you, actually.
actually, I think that's the worst. But you know what
Pretty-
doesn't sound good?
Pretty solid to me. Yeah.
No, I think that was a horrible impression. But what doesn't sound good
Mhm.
is when you're talking about war or attack plans, whatever you want to categorize it as,
Yeah.
on a app.
Because what? Okay. Yeah. I got things to say.
And we're going to get into that next. All right, Jay. So there was a big political controversy, and it happened on Monday, and we had already filmed the show, so we could not talk about it on last week's show. But we're
Mhm.
going to talk about it this week's show. And unless you've been living under a rock, you know what's going on. But let me just give you guys the details. So senior officials, including the Defense Secretary Peter Hegseth, used
Mhm.
a Signal group chat to discuss U.S. airstrikes in Yemen. The chat inadvertently included Jeffrey Goldberg, a journalist from The Atlantic, who later published the details. I'll get more into why he published the details later. But the messages including timelines, strike packages, fighter jet developments, and missile launch specifics sent hours before the mission, risking exposure for real-time military plans.
Mhm.
Signal, though it's encrypted, is not authorized for classified government communication. It's also vulnerable to hacking, i.e., like Russia, risking leaks and licks. Leaks and licks.
Yeah.
And endangering personnel.
Because if you think people people knowing our military operations ain't gonna, get a lick off of that, you crazy. So leaks
Right.
and licks.
Right. Because
Both.
you won't, I mean, that's what they want. They want to
Both.
get that money.
Yeah.
Right. We're going to get more into the aftermath of everything.
Mhm.
But Jay, you said you had some things to say about this. I'm just
Yeah.
going to give you the floor.
Yeah. Remember that whole chant, lock her up?
Yeah. Yep.
Lock them up. What's the difference? Use of unsecure communication channels by high-level officials. What's the difference?
Yeah, they're saying it wasn't classified. So there's a debate of saying that's what the debate is. They're saying that there wasn't a classified information.
It wasn't.
I love the semantics that they're playing. Saying
Yes.
it wasn't war plans. And I guess, okay, we're not at war, but because that's a gray area. It's definitely attack plans.
Yeah.
It's definitely information was being spread on this Signal app before the strikes actually happened.
Yes.
And
It was
in real time, Hegseth is updating the people in this group chat that's various individuals,
yes.
right?
Yes.
Throughout the administration. Even the vice president.
Yes.
Real time, hey, we hit this person, things look good on this end. All the while, included in this group chat is a journalist
Yep.
that Trump doesn't like, he says he has anti-Trump syndrome or whatever they call that thing. They like to come up with
Made
catchy
up
stuff.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah, made up stuff. And Jeffrey is just like, look, he thought it was a joke at first.
Yeah.
He's like, what is this? Then when he realized it was real, he was like, he didn't say anything. He didn't release anything specific. He just said, hey, look, they included me in this group chat. And he said, these are the things that were included, but he didn't present them at first.
Yeah.
It wasn't until they was like, he's a liar. And he was like, no. Okay. I screenshot it. He kept receipts.
Yeah.
He kept
Because in
receipts.
this day and age, you think people don't have receipts? A journalist
Right.
wouldn't take screenshots immediately. I take screenshots when I pay a bill, and the bill, you get that confirmation screen that you done paid your electric bill. I'll take a screenshot because if there's something come back, like I paid this bill, yes, I think. So if I take screenshots of that, you think I'm not going to take screenshots of I'm sorry, but this was classified. The chat contained detailed discussions about an imminent U.S. airstrike on Houthi targets in Yemen, including locations, tactics, and timing. That is classified military information. Shared between the vice president, secretary of state, secretary of defense, other top of it. How do you accidentally, first of all, add a journalist to the group chat? National Security Advisor Michael Waltz.
I have a conspiracy theory about that, but go ahead.
No, I want to know the conspiracy theory.
So it's saying that the National Security Advisor is the one who inadvertently added him to the group chat. I think he might have done it on purpose.
Because how do you possibly accidentally add a journalist?
A journalist that the administration thinks is an enemy.
Yeah.
An enemy against them, even though he's just doing his job.
Just doing his job. But how do you accidentally add them to a private chat with senior officials? That don't even make sense.
Look, I got a lot of group chats going. We got like 4 family group chats just within ourselves. Okay?
Yes.
I have never added somebody to the group chat by accident, but these people are close
not smart.
To boomers. Well, yeah, they're not smart, and they're close to boomers. So technology, not their greatest asset. However, my conspiracy theory is there are other group chats in that signal, and the National Security Advisor is probably like, this is my conspiracy theory. I don't have I didn't do any research to back up this claim. This is just my
unsolicited perspective.
Unsolicited perspective and gut reaction.
Yeah.
That he's like, there's so much illegal stuff, the illegal conversations that is going on through these group chats. This right here, what we're doing right now, they shouldn't be loosely talking about.
Yeah.
Attack
Go
plans.
for an unsecure messaging app.
I'm going to slip this to a journalist so it brings attention to the fact that we're doing these group chats and maybe we'll stop. That, low key, I think that maybe he was trying to do his job and slip some information and bust the administration from doing stuff illegally, because these are not conversations. And if you read the text messages, because I read the text messages, I love getting the details of this administration, realizing that the attacks on the Houthis, that's Houthis in Yemen, really doesn't help us in any real way. Like, so the Houthis have basically pirated and cut off certain trade routes, but only 3% of our trades come through this route, right? So it's not a huge deal to us. So the idea that they wanted to put the messaging that this is Biden's fault, right? Everything is Biden's fault. This was Biden's fault. And that this is to help freedom in America. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. And they did. And JD Vance was like, I kind of don't want to do this because it's to no benefit to us. It benefits the European nations more than it benefits us. But if we're going to do this, we got to get the messaging right, that Why? Because nobody in America is going to care about this. So we got to be like America, 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 and Biden is wrong. And I just love the fact, like, if you read the text messages and you read them in real time, you can see the deceit coming from the administration that's saying, hey, this was important. No, it wasn't important.
Yeah.
And people fell for it. People didn't even read the text messages. People were just like, nope, it's for America, make America safe. And then you got Marjorie Taylor Greene, a UK journalist, is asking her about this whole controversy. And she says, you should go back to your country. And I'm just like, these are the idiots that y'all put in power.
Yeah.
These are the idiots.
Yeah.
They are, at worst case scenario, this is similar to some raunchy, like a dude cheating on his woman, and he texting and Snapchat.
Right.
That's
thinking that, oh, it disappears, so I could do this in Snapchat. You could still take screenshots. Snapchat.
And it's not, it can be hacked.
Yes.
The Russians and the Chinese have already infiltrated our social media networks and so many bots and trolls that they are causing division in this country that was kind of already there. They're just putting fuel on the gasoline on the fire already, just making it bigger.
Yeah.
But these people are talking about serious plans, and the Houthis have the capability to counterattack. So if they'd gotten this information beforehand, the surprise attack wouldn't have been a surprise, and we would have been surprised.
Yeah.
And people are just like, well, it's not classified. The defense, the MAGA defense.
Yeah.
That no matter what they do, it's never wrong.
Yeah.
If Barack Obama or Joey Beans had done any of this. And it's so funny that the first thing they did was bring up Hillary's emails again. And the emails was all the way back at 2016.
Yeah. Yep.
They've been living off them emails for almost 10
years. Living off of them. And the thing of it is I don't see anything different except for the fact that Hillary Clinton ultimately, wasn't charged. I mean, they're not going to be charged either, but in both cases, it's about sensitive or classified material being handled through these channels that are not designed for secure government communications.
And they had hearings on, I'm getting the days confused because I'm getting older. They had hearings on one day where all the administration officials were basically attacking Jeffrey Goldberg because he hadn't released the text messages. Right. He hadn't released the screenshots. He just said, he wrote an article in the Atlantic saying, hey, I knew about this 2 hours beforehand because they put me in a group chat.
Yeah.
And then they started lying, trying to discredit him. And he was like, oh, okay, well, I got receipts. So the first day of the hearings, before he dropped the receipts, there were some people that were being called to, testify before Congress that said some things that would implicate that they was lying, because the very next day when Jeffrey Goldberg dropped them receipts and they got called again, Congress is like, hey, you said this yesterday.
Right.
You said this yesterday, and now we're finding out that this is not the truth. And you know what they did? You know what each one of those people did? They started throwing the Secretary of Defense under the bus. They was like, well, this comes directly from the Secretary of Defense's office. And Pete, because he just announced earlier today that they want to reduce the civilian workforce at the Pentagon, that there are 950,000 people working at the Pentagon that are civilian employees, and they want to reduce it. And Pete, I don't know if you're going to be there for much longer, because this thing is not going to go away. Democratic lawmakers are calling for hearings. They're calling for an investigation by the Attorney General. Will this happen? I don't know. But this is a big deal. And how they're brushing it aside, and how Trump, who's being questioned by this, is just say, you're nasty interviewer. Why are you asking a question like that when we're fixing America? We're putting more tariffs on other countries. And I'm like, no, answer the question.
It's also not fixing America by putting more tariffs on the other countries, because they're retaliating, and the cost of the brick has gone up.
Well, so our allies, when the whole meeting happened with the Ukrainian president Zelensky at the White House, and he did his tour of Europe, our allies, realizing that we were kind of leaving Ukraine in the lurch, they banded together. And the French president just announced the other day that they put together a coalition of European countries to pick up the slack that the U.S. is not participating as much as they were to help Ukraine fight this war. So basically, our allies are saying, "Hey, look, U.S. being real iffy right now. The U.S. is acting brand new. We don't really need you. We're gonna go ahead and do our own thing."
Yeah.
And this is just another prime example that we got the circus running our country right now. Like, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
cabinet members that are supposed to be in positions to actually protect our lives
Mm-hmm.
are talking about almost frat boyish like language,
Yeah.
attacking a group of people who had the capability to counterattack.
Yes.
And they're doing it in a group chat on an unsecured network and included a reporter that they deem as the enemy of the administration.
And then name the group chat Hootie PC small group. Like, like the idiocy, honestly. Nobody in that, all the people that were in that group chat. First of all, nobody noticed that Jeffrey Goldberg had been added to the chat. I'm sure there's like a little line that says so and so has been added to the chat. I'm sure there usually is.
We've been in group chats, typically they're family members, that add 19 people to a group chat to send it out. You don't go through all the people. So I can see how that could have slipped through the cracks.
But the name of the chat is small group. So if I'm looking and there's a phone number or a screen name or username or something I don't recognize.
Right.
You would think if you
would think the vice president
discussing sensitive military strategies,
the Secretary of Defense, the National Security Advisor, the Secretary of State, all of these people were on there. You would think somebody would be like, yo, who is this?
Yeah.
Who is this over here?
Who is this?
Who is this person that hasn't said anything in this group chat? You didn't give a thumbs up, a like, a heart on none of these comments.
Right. Like, nothing.
You didn't give no reaction. They real quiet. Who is this? Yeah, no. And you know why nothing will happen? I was talking to somebody that I know, whether or not they're MAGA or not, I don't know. That's a gray area.
Mm-hmm.
But when this whole thing dropped, they said, I can't recognize the country that I'm living in right now. And I'm like, oh yeah, because of, them doing the group chat and talking about war plans. No, all these Tulsa attacks and bombings. I said, what? That's your focus? Don't get me wrong. And we're going to talk about that on the YouTube exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
There is some issues that go along with these Tulsa. Not Tulsa. There was a bombing in Tulsa, but I'm talking about Tesla.
Oh, okay. That's what, because I was like,
because you was confused too, because I said Tulsa.
Yeah, I was like, what happened in Tulsa again?
I told you, hey, look, I ain't 100% right now. I'm struggling. Okay.
Y'all, if y'all watching the YouTube, I was confused. I was like, a Tulsa again? What happened? I didn't even hear about this.
Ain't even a lot of black people in Tulsa. Why they go bomb it again?
Why would they go? What now?
Tesla. My bad, ladies and gentlemen. Tesla. She was like, I don't recognize my country because of all these attacks and bombings at Teslas. And I was like, I'm taking a lot of bombings at Teslas. I don't know if that's the case, but I was like,
a lot?
There's been some, but we'll get into that on the YouTube exclusive. But I was like, that's the thing that you're worried about, not the fact that the people that's supposed to be securing us are worried about the border crisis and tariffs and talking in group chats about future attacks that include a journalist. But no, the demonstrations and protests at Tesla is a thing that bothers you the most. And this is the reason why there will be no accountability.
No.
None. And Democrats ain't really that tough. Some are, but as a party, they kind of like pushovers.
Yeah.
They soft.
They're still trying to live in this world of like decorum and rules and stuff like that. And it's just like, nah, get nasty.
Right.
They're nasty. If they're going to already accuse you of being nasty, you might as well just be nasty.
What was funny? I was talking to my boys yesterday about fighting.
Mm-hmm.
And we used to joke, like, there was one time where I was about to fight this kid.
Mm-hmm.
And he threw a kick. And he threw the kick. We took martial arts. He threw the kick so well, I was like, this could be a problem. So what I did was, to get out of the fight, I'm like, man, I'm trying to fight you, like throw fists. And you out here throwing kicks and everything. That's crazy. And at the time, our generation was like, we're not about to fight nobody that's going to throw some kicks. We want to throw punches.
Right.
But me and my boy was talking, and he was like, we was tripping because it was a fight. There are no rules.
There's no rules.
So Democrats are trying to stick to rules. The Republicans, they're not fighting fair.
No.
So if somebody is going to try and kick you in the nuts, you kick them in the nuts back. Try to gouge out their eye, because it's a fight now. There are no rules.
Yes.
So they got to step up. And so the messaging has to be right.
Yeah.
You can't become so whiny that it turns off and you create more martyrs, like the left is attacking them. You have to do it smart and strategically. But they need to be punching them in the face about this leak.
Yeah.
It's a leak.
Yeah. Yes.
And it's classified, whether you want to say it's classified or not. It's information that the public wouldn't be privy to before the fact.
And who, speaking of that, do you know who was top tier at punching back and fighting back and doing an exceptional job at it? Tim Walls.
Oh, yeah, with Tim, yeah.
By calling them weird. And they could not bounce back from being called weird. They were trying everything, but they couldn't. We're not weird. You're weird. That makes you even more weird by saying that. Like, he just did such a good job of making them ridiculous. And that's what we need to do. And Pete Buttigieg, you were just bringing up Pete. Pete Buttigieg is a master class in clapbacks.
He's so good.
He's so good. He's so smart, and he's so quick, and it's a master class. I love hearing him speak.
Pete, one of them people that if you get in a debate with him, he's not going to be animated.
No.
He's just going to dissect you to the point where you like, we got to fight, because this was just a regular argument of talking about Michael Jordan and LeBron James. Who's the better player? But your arguments,
way you destroyed me just now.
The way you destroyed me right now, without raising your voice, without being forceful or anything, we got to fight.
Now I have to fist fight you. But again, this is a veteran. He gonna whoop your ass. So it's like you can't win. People can't win.
Well,
don't even try. Don't even get into the fight.
Well, I'm scared to get my ass whooped. We're gonna get into that in the next segment. But before we get into me being scared to get my ass whooped, what do you want to? Do you have anything else to say about this? Because for real, the fact that this is not a bigger deal.
Yeah. Well, it's because what did they do? They immediately, going now. Oh, this wasn't. This is what did Trump say? This is the only glitch in 2 months. We've been here for 2 months. This is the only glitch. First of all.
And y'all only been there for 2 months.
Right. Y'all only been there for 2 months. And your first quote unquote glitch is a release of sensitive military secrets.
And hold on. That's only been the glitch. Not firing veterans. Right. And then coming back and being like, oh, we accidentally fired y'all. Come on back to work. That wasn't a glitch. This was a glitch.
They don't see those as glitches. They don't see those as glitches.
Yeah, you know what? I would love to live in that type of world where
they immediately downplayed it, and then you got the press secretary accusing the media of sensationalism, and of course they love that term witch hunt. They love it. But I mean, the same energy y'all had for Hillary and them emails, I need y'all to have that same energy about this incident, because this is worse.
Yep. You know why? Because Hillary ain't include no journalists in that server. Oh,
and honestly, I think what they ended up finding, there was no sensitive information. Like, that's why she was never charged. They went through hearing after hearing and interrogating and nothing. My man's got screenshots.
Receipts.
Got receipts. Keep the same energy, but y'all not gonna do that.
No, we're living in a circus right now.
Yeah.
Okay, Jay, I had an interesting conversation with my boys yesterday, and then somebody sent me something. They sent it to me yesterday, but I didn't see it until this morning.
Yeah.
And I was like, yep, this is what I was talking about last night. So what am I talking about? Right down the street from me, there's this mall called Pentagon City Mall. It's a huge mall. It's right outside of the Pentagon. It's in Arlington, Virginia. It's right over the bridge that connects DC and Virginia. Everybody comes to Pentagon City Mall. You know, you got people that live in Virginia, you got people that live in Maryland, you got people who live in DC come to this mall.
Yes.
Yesterday, there was some ruckus. It was a beautiful day in DC. It was like 75, 80 degrees. People was out. You know, it took 2 hours to get to Dad's house from my place, which is only a 45-minute ride because everybody was at the Cherry Blossom Festival. There was a kite festival on the mall. People was out. It was a beautiful day in DC.
Yeah.
And these kids were at the mall. And these kids kept getting into group fights. Like there was one group fight and then they break it up. And there's another group fight and they break it. So many group fights. It got to so many group fights that they had to shut down the mall and call in police backup. And then I was like, the youth is wilding. I was telling my boys last night the story of me and my bestie was walking in DC and we're about to go down the street and I see some youth on the corner.
Yes, youth. Yeah.
I see some youth on the corner. A lot of youth on the corner. I said, let's go down the next street. She's like, why? I always go down this street. I was like, yeah, but that could be trouble. And I'm not going to voluntarily put myself in what could be trouble.
Thank you. Yeah.
If I can go down another street, I'm going to go. And my boys was like, yeah, no, exactly. We too grown for that. And I was like, the crazy thing is we used to be that youth. They probably wouldn't have bothered us, but you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know.
You don't know.
And as I've gotten older, and remember, I used to be one of those youth.
Yeah.
I used to be kind of in the streets.
Because listen,
I am now afraid of them.
Yeah, because listen, I used to be one of those youths too, because a mall employee describing the scene said he saw, quote, there were two young ladies that were fighting and officers were trying to break it up. And then they started fighting the officers.
Oh, God.
Okay, so it wasn't, you think it's just little male youths. No, it's just youths. All these kids are out here scrapping, and we need to figure out, honestly, we need to figure out why. What is going on? Do the kids just not have anything to do? Or are there beefs going on that like authorities need to look into? Like what? Because so many fights that you can't even keep the mall open.
And this is a gigantic mall. Yes. It ain't Mall of America big, but it's pretty freaking big.
Yes.
I think a lot of people want to label this as a pandemic issue. And I do think some of the pandemic has something to do with it. We had to lock down, but the kids being locked down. I remember I was in middle school and I got a bad report card. And my dad took me off the basketball team. He was like, you got a bad report card. You can't play basketball.
Yeah.
And my grandfather said that's the worst thing in the world you could do to Bruce. He's got so much energy without an outlet. Yeah. You're going to bring that energy to the home, or when he has nothing to do, it's going to go outside.
Yeah.
That energy needs to be expelled some way. And so when the kids being locked in during the pandemic, that had a detrimental fact.
Yeah.
But also, When we were younger, we had places that we could go.
Yes.
We had skate lands, we had YMCAs, there was boys and girls clubs, there were activities, there were things for us to do.
Putt golf. We had places to go.
We had places to go, and there's not a lot of places for kids to go. I mean, yes, we used to go to the mall, but the mall wasn't our only place to go. Hell, we used to go to Toys R Us and just play with the free video games that they had on display. There was arcades back in the day where there wasn't a whole lot of ruckus. And I don't remember in all the years I went to arcades, people fighting at the arcades. Now, did it happen every now and then? Of course, because, you know, you got so many people in one area, fights going to break out. We're grown folks and people fighting at bars and clubs and stuff, and people fighting in the grocery stores, people fighting at airports. And these are adults. People, large groups, people going to fight. Okay.
Yes.
Unfortunately. But for the most part, these were places that we could go as youth.
Yeah.
And, you know, just chill out and relax. And all these places are gone. There's nothing. When you get rid of the arts programs in high schools, right? When you get rid of after school programs, these kids have nothing to do. And when kids have nothing to do, they're going to find something to do.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, the last place they had to go, even though we closed in a lot of these malls, but the last place they got to go is the mall. And so it's like, now they can't really even do that because the mall's getting shut down because other kids are fighting. So it's like, we took everything away from the kids. They are full of hormones and energy, and they have to get that energy out.
And lack impulse control because they're not fully formed adults.
No.
You're not a fully formed adult emotionally and mentally until you are 25 years old. They can't think about tomorrow. They are thinking about in the moment.
Yeah.
So in the moment, it's just like when you got kids, when you got little young kids, and you like, look, these kids got so much energy. We're going to take them to the playground and let them run around all day. They know what you say after they run around all day, and you put them in the car, these kids gonna sleep good tonight. Why? Because they tired as hell. You got to tire some kids out.
I do that with my dogs. I just let them run around till they get tired. And that's how I keep them quiet. So I'm like, because they got so much energy, they need an outlet. They need sports. They need the arts. They need after school programs. They need, and there's just nothing there for them.
I would love, I think it would be a great idea. And I'm not sure DC even has that. I might look into this. This might be my first foray into my political career.
Okay.
I would love to create a music studio that kids can just come to, because everybody is into music now.
Yeah.
And these kids know how to make beats, and these kids is out here rapping. So create a music studio and be like, hey, look, if y'all want to do a little demo, create music together. Because there's a lot of DC music and there's a lot of DC beefs. Maybe you could end some beefs by bringing crews together, just do songs and stuff like that. And that's something artistic for kids to do.
Yeah. I mean, whatever happened to when you got beef? Y'all battle it out on the dance floor. What happened to that?
I think that ended in 85, 86.
Well, we need to bring it back because these kids need another way to go. These kids need something else.
You say take the TikTok dance trends and they battle out.
You battle it out. If we're going to shut down the mall, it's because a huge dance battle broke out and the kid, like, that's okay. Like, all right, we could deal with, but I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with these kids.
But see, here's the thing. We just identified what's going on with the kids, and every generation says the next generation behind is the worst. They call my generation and our generation the worst. These kids is crazy. We don't know what they're going to do. And then we said it about the next generation, and we're going to say it about Gen Z, and they're going to say it about Gen Alpha and whatever the generation is after that. It's only because as you get older, and you got a little bit more to lose, you become fearful. That's what doesn't get talked about when you get older. And really, people say, well, you become more conservative when you get older. No, you become more fearful.
Yeah, because let me tell you something. I'm not going to be in these streets fighting. You touch me, I'm calling the authorities and I'm pressing charges. Don't touch me, okay? I got things to lose. Do not touch. I'm not about to be out here fighting in the streets For what?
For
I
what?
am 40 years old.
Yeah.
I am calling the authorities.
If I break a hip, it's a problem.
It's
if I
a
break anything,
problem.
it's a problem. I could pull something throwing a punch nowadays.
Thank you.
I'm not trying to hurt myself.
I'm not bouncing back as quickly. Okay.
Nowhere near as quickly.
Nowhere near as quickly. My back is going, that pull muscle that I pull punching you, that's going to hurt me for about 3 weeks. I'll be down for 3 weeks.
3 months, 3-4 months.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to be down for 3 weeks and then I'll be back up. But I'm feeling the pain. I'm still sitting with a heating pad on every night. But at least I could go about my day through the pain. But I'm not going to bounce back as quick. I'm not about to be out here with these kids. Kids want to argue with you and do it. I'm not about to argue with you. I'm going to get in my car. I'm going home. Or else I'm calling the authorities.
So there was an interesting conversation as I was having it with my boys yesterday. And as I got this, me sitting in thought, I was just like, people become more conservative as they get older because they become more fearful of the things that they can lose. Yeah. I was talking to somebody and he was like, I make so much more money now, but I remember he's like, I'm $1,000-aire. I'm $100,000-aire now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He was like, I remember when I was $100-aire.
Yeah.
And I would just find ways to do something.
Yeah.
Like it was just like get a 6-pack or get a case of beer. I would just find little ways to do something. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, I never worried about it. And I was like, yeah, because you weren't thinking about tomorrow.
No.
You didn't care about what was going to happen next month.
No.
You weren't thinking about that. When you get older, I'm like getting ready to turn 45. I started thinking about, I really need to start thinking about retirement soon.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still 20 years away.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, this is something I need. I would have never, 25, I would have never thought about what I need to be doing at 45.
No.
Your plan isn't that long.
No.
But now my plan is, what am I going to be doing in 20 years?
Yeah.
What's going to be happening?
Yeah.
I need to start making those steps now. So it's when you get older, you become more conservative, but it's more about fear.
Yeah.
Fear of losing what you have. And fear of what's going to happen to me if Social Security isn't there. My retirement got to be on point because I'm not going to be 70 years old trying to get bag groceries at Target just to make ends meet.
Yeah.
I'll go back to the streets.
No, but that's real. And I was just thinking as you were talking about it, and then I lost my train of thought. God dang.
We were talking about the youth, fighting the youth again, because I can go back to the fighting the youth. That's back in the day, I wouldn't have hesitated walking down that street.
About fear. When it kicked in for me, when I became an adult, it was like, if I'm getting into fights at 15, 16, I'm just getting into fights at 15, 16. But now that I'm an adult, that's an assault charge. Okay, so now that's a felony. Okay, so we could scrap when we was younger, but now we got something to lose.
Not only that assault could end up in a murder charge because we're physically stronger.
Yes.
And I can hit somebody and kill them.
Yes. If they fall the wrong way, even if I just shove them, if they fall the wrong way, hit their head, something like that, that's it. That's the end of my life.
And so when you think about the consequences are way more severe. Even if you hit them and you break their jaw, right? Not only do you have a felony, you also got a lawsuit.
Yeah. That civil case is coming.
Right.
And they coming for all your coins.
All your money. And you're like, hold on now. Just because this person cut in front of me at the line, I'm at the self-checkout. They see it's a line. Why are you going to cut in front of me? Because I said something and they said something slick. I hit them in the jaw. I break their jaw. Not only am I banned from the grocery store, not only do I got an assault charge, but now I got to pay their hospital bills and then pain and suffering.
Yep.
And all I wanted was some Harris Teeter kettle chips. Yeah. That was $2.50.
And you could have walked away from it. You could have just said, hey, not cool that you did that. Not cool that you broke in line. But I'm going to walk away from this because there's a whole lot more I can lose over some kettle chips. These kettle chips ain't worth my freedom and all of my coins.
So I brought all this up to say, yes, the kids are wilding a little bit. but it's also because they don't have the opportunities to release that energy like
Yeah.
we did when we were younger.
Yeah. And that is our fault. So instead of us pointing at the next generation and saying that they're out here and they're the worst generation, you have to take some accountability as the adults. These are children. You have to take some accountability as the adults and like, what environment have we provided for them that they don't have anything else to do? I remember growing up, we grew up in a small town in Virginia. It wasn't nothing to do but drugs and hooking up. There was nothing to do.
Well,
You know
we
what I
didn't have the
mean?
YMCA.
Yeah, but I
We
mean,
had Skateland and Showbiz Pizza.
but once you hit a certain age, once you got into the teenage years, you didn't want to do that stuff anymore.
there was
And
nothing to
there
do.
was nothing for teenagers to do that was constructive. And so
Right.
that's our fault as adults that we're not providing a space for them to do something constructive.
It would be really dope if rich people got together and started building not necessarily community centers, but like entertainment technology hubs,
Yeah.
places where kids can go. These kids are so creative
Yeah.
with technology.
And so locked in with technology.
Places that these kids can go if they want to do little viral TikTok dances, like little spaces where they could do
Yeah.
that. If they want to learn how to advance computer programming,
Yeah.
like little classes that they can do that. If
Yeah.
they want to learn how to like mix music and do that, there's a little space. Like there would be a space, a creative space for these kids. And then you would have like a little, like, I don't know, basketball courts or something. You run little leagues and little teams, like something to get these kids. Hell, maybe even bring back arcades.
Yeah.
Right? Like something, spaces for these kids to go.
Yeah.
Where you might even have mental health professionals
Yeah.
that are counselors that know how to diffuse a situation with children or teenagers when things get escalated, to teach them how to communicate that would help them in their life in the future.
Yeah.
Like these are things, and nothing like this is provided for kids.
I
Nothing.
mean, there is, I mean, because I get, emails all the time from United Way about, different volunteer opportunities. And so there are these programs, but there's not enough, and they're not scaled up enough to really be like a hub for a large number of kids.
Yeah, you're right. Well,
But there are people in the community that are trying to give kids an outlet, a positive outlet, but whether the funding is not there or it's just not to scale, it's not enough, and the kids deserve better.
Kids do, absolutely. Yeah. And adults, unlike the adults that are in the current administration, not taking accountability for texting, at the very least, attack plans that should have been classified in a group checks. Us as adults need to take accountability for the things that we've done that put these kids in these situations. And also, it's okay to cross it over to that other side of the street.
Yeah.
You ain't got to walk down. Look.
Youth's scary.
Youths are scary still. Yeah. I mean, youths are scary.
But I remember when they used to look at us like that.
Yeah, well, sometimes for good reason, sometimes not for good reason.
Right.
But sometimes
for good reason.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Jay, what do you want to tell the people out here?
Look, keep the same energy that you got for other people. Keep that same energy. That's all I'm asking for. I'm not even asking for this administration to take accountability for nothing. But what I'm asking for, because they're not going to, what I'm asking for is to the people. Y'all keep the same energy. The same energy you got for other politicians, keep it for the ones that represent you right now. And if you can't do that, you have zero integrity and you cannot speak to me.
So what you're essentially saying is people don't be hypocrites. Yeah. That's a good. Hey,
have some integrity. Have some integrity.
Yeah.
Dang, y'all, have some integrity.
If you're gonna stand on business, stand on business.
And be 10 toes down. Like have some integrity. That's what's missing right now.
Yeah. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for listening. I want to thank you for watching. And until next time, as always, I'll holla.
Sorry, I was chit-chatting with Mom and lost track of damn time.
Yeah, Mom always interrupting our situation. All the time. I always be on some other stuff. We trying to get things going.
What's you about to do?
Same thing we do every Sunday.
They would do every week.
What are y'all about to do? All right, did you take a look at the rundown?
Yeah.
Okay. So the last segment is just, there was a wild story. A Pentagon City Mall being shut down yesterday because kids are just wilding out. And I was talking to it about, with it when boys yesterday about just getting older, being afraid of the youth.
Yeah.
So
the youth are scary.
Right.
That's
all right. We already recording shit.
Yeah. You don't want to hit record.
Yeah, because I'd be forgetting I put this on the behind the scenes. And I'm like, I guess people would get a kick out of it, baby. Possibly.
Yeah, I mean, they seem to like it. I don't know why. We only talk about nothing.
Yeah, we be talking about nothing but everything.
Right.
All right, let me get this intro down. You can't be click-clacking as I get ready to record, Jay.
Okay, sorry.
All I hear is click-clack, click-clack-clack.
This might be picking up every goddamn.
Yeah, click-clack, click-clack-clack. Are we ready? We ready now? All right.
I had to pull my mic a little closer.
Oh, okay, I need you to stop talking so I can do the countdown so I know when to cut this off when I'm editing.
Okay.
Welcome. First of all, welcome. This is Bruce. No, this isn't.
It is, though.
Yeah, it is. All right, go move that toilet.
All right, I'll be right back.
You're going to be sweating and motherfucker when you come back.
I'm just gonna bring it in. I'm not gonna put it in the basement. It's not just a toilet. It's like a bunch of stuff out there. I don't know why it's all coming at once, but all right. I'll be right back.
All right.
Just bumping that thumping like there ain't nothing wrong. Get your roll on. The heavy thing was the damn tile. The floor tile. Mom was like, I can't lift it. And I was like, I'll lift it.
Wait a minute. Why isn't the Wi-Fi?
What?
It just was a little blurry there. It's starting to jitter.
Oh, let me see. That's because I got mom stuff on my Wi-Fi now.
Tell mom she got no. Go tell mom no. We're recording the fucking show. You know what?
It's fine. I got it.
How you got it? How you?
I'll put her on the. I switched to the other Wi-Fi.
Wait a minute. Now you on guest?
No, I'm on the main.
Oh, okay. All right. You ready?
Yes.
All right. Whew. That was a hell of a show. Thank you for rocking with us here on Unsolicited Perspectives with Bruce Anthony. Now, before you go, don't forget to follow, subscribe, like, comment, and share our podcast wherever you're listening or watching it to it. Pass it along to your friends. If you enjoy it, that means the people that you rock with will enjoy it also. So share the wealth, share the knowledge, share the noise. And for all those people that say, well, I don't have a YouTube. If you have a Gmail account, you have a YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can actually watch our video podcast and YouTube exclusive content. But the real party is on our Patreon page, After Hours Uncensored and Talking Straight-ish. After Hours Uncensored is another show with my sister. And once again, the key word there is uncensored. Those are exclusively on our Patreon page. Jump onto our website at unsolicitedperspectives.com for all things us. That's where you can get all of our audio, video, our blogs, and even buy our merch. And if you really feel generous and want to help us out, you can donate on our donations page. Donations go strictly to improving our software and hardware so we can keep giving you guys good content that you can clearly listen to and that you can clearly see. So any donation would be appreciative. Most importantly, I want to say thank you for listening and watching and supporting us. And I'll catch you next time. Audi 5000. Peace.